Saturday, the 13th of June, 2026 at 3:22 p.m. here in Amsterdam, North Holland, the Kingdom of the Netherlands. Welcome once again to our cosmic journey. It is your dev and design astrology podcast featuring two guys who need to now squint at the time in order to be able to read it.
Where are my glasses?
Because they don't wear their glasses on camera. I am your old man. I am your designer, Jake. He is your other old man. He is your engineer, Trey. Hello, Trey.
Hello, Jake.
Well, what a fun week this has been here in Amsterdam because it has been cold and rainy and everybody says, oh, summer is coming. Astrologically, that is true. It is coming soon. And we're hoping that it comes sooner rather than later. You'll notice that we're all very bundled up right now. Yeah. How are you feeling about it?
Not super bundled up. But it is very San Francisco sort of summer right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's windy, a little bit overcast, and kind of chilly.
It's a lot of hoo-ha cherry sodas, we would say.
For June, middle of June.
For the middle of June, yeah. Today's episode is called Casting a Wide Net. We will be talking not only about some small screen mobile changes that Mr. Henry was so kind to do, but also we're going to look at jumping to anywhere, anyway, in anyhow. And Mr. Henry decided to make a typeface because that's, you'll see why in a second. We won't give it away. But before we get to all that, we always start with the check-in question. Mr. Henry, it is my check-in question. Am I ready for it?
I don't know. I can't answer that for you.
Today's episode is called Casting a Wide Net. The question for you, Mr. Henry, very simple, is what creature of the sea do you want to be and why?
I just have to say octopus, I think.
I figured your answer was going to be something in the octopus-like family of friends.
Yeah. Octopi, obviously, they're amazing. They're smart. They're really cool. They look beautiful. And they are kind of just amazing creatures. But I mean, there's so many amazing creatures. Like, does it have to be, I mean, I kind of want to be the Kraken too, even though I don't know that that's actually like, in the
You're so alpha, bro. You're so like, oh, if I'm gonna be a sea creature, I'm gonna be the most alpha sea creature. You're like the fact that you talked about San Francisco.
Is Poseidon a sea creature?
The fact
because I want to be Poseidon.
The fact that you don't live in San Francisco and are tech broy, like it's a lost opportunity. You're like, I'm gonna be the Kraken. So my basicness, I want to be a clownfish. Like, and I know that like clownfish are well known from animated movies and Dory and all of that stuff. Nemo and Dory, they're cute. They have a symbiotic relationship with the sea anemone. And like, I love the idea that they are kind of like this weird pair that is kind of cute. I don't know. I just like it. They're cute.
They are really cute. I mean, is there something that you want to tell us about the codependent relationship that they have with?
That's a different podcast. But yeah, absolutely.
Can we bring Brene Brown as a guest?
Yeah, exactly. I've obviously been well trained by Disney. Good check-in, everybody. Good check-in. Big snaps for everybody on that one. Let's talk
high five us.
Let's talk a little bit about some small screen improvements. Mr. Henry did all of these, but I'm going to put myself up on the screen because, I like taking credit for things that I did not do.
True CEO style.
True CEO style. Mr. Henry has a phone that basically needs to be at this aspect level. Otherwise, it doesn't work for him. And, it's our company. So like we had said, we were going to do 375 as the width. Now we're at 320. What do those numbers mean? They're all arbitrary and capricious anyways. But one of the things that was a problem, Mr. Henry, was the casting dialogue. Can you talk a little bit about that problem? And actually, it shows up also in the chart in the moment as well.
Yeah, so we did a really cool thing with Cosmic where we have a text box for date entry. And you can kind of type anything you want into that text box. So you can say, like June 22nd, or you can use a bunch of different languages, or you can say 5 days from now, or like all kinds of crazy stuff you can put in there. It's really cool.
I don't think we've ever really talked about how cool that text box is. So
yeah, I think
you should play with it.
You don't want to type a bunch of stuff on a phone. And also the transition between the date and the time fields was just very awkward, and you'd have things laying over other things, and it just didn't work very well.
Yeah.
So we've switched over to using the native date input for both iOS and Android.
And how would I see that? So I hit new chart here, and then boop, boop, boop. Now, this dialogue, which was scaled to 375 and now scaled to like 315 or something like that. It's laid out properly, but the most exciting part here is that this third field down underneath Amsterdam North Halle is an actual date and time picker that is native to the OS. So we might say, if we wanted to go back to my birthday, we would go all the way. Just keep going back. Keep going back.
I know the scroll list gets longer and longer.
God, it just hurts how much that scroll list. And then we have to choose the right time. So we go to 20:45, and we hit this. We hit that, and then hit done. And then when we cast it as a birth moment, there she is, and I can even see it as a wheel. You can see the Saturn in the first way over right there. and that kind of thing. Now, the thing is, on Safari, the version of Safari that's on this phone is so old that if I start scrolling this wheel, like if I start like moving it around, it's going to go away. So this, we'll have to go to list view, and then you'll see there she is. Actually, he is Saturn in the first sitting there. And so you can tell it's my chart.
I think the gender of the planets is
well, the gender doesn't have to be, you know what?
Let's not get into it.
If you want a good discussion of gender and planet and meaning, go look at Dorja Kristen's Substack. It's called Heart Astrology. We'll put a link in the description because Dorja is great and really enjoy his take on what the manifestation of Venus is within a gender context. Is fantastic. He did use in his second part, horny old middle-aged man, which, I appreciate, that level of astrology.
Sitting right here, Dorja.
Yeah, we feel seen. So the other thing that Mr. Henry had brought up is that you could type in not only so you can take a look here. And again, this looks funny because it's a really old version of Safari.
Yeah, there's no rounded corners.
But there's no rounded corners. For some reason, it's all don't worry about that. If you're using an iPhone SE, it still works.
It still works. I mean, it's working with the WebAssembly, which is crazy.
This phone, I think, is from 2015 or 2016. That's what we're talking about here, like a 10-year-old phone. And if I go here and I tap on this, then I can change the date. Actually, I was born on the 25th. My parents lied to me. And that makes my Saturn, still in the first, of course. Oh.
Yeah, because you just went forward a day.
Right, just went forward a couple days. Right, of course. That's how astrology works. So amazing for that level of the mobile experience. Mr. Henry, do you want to talk a little bit about the mobile, the small screen experience for the first run experience?
Yeah, exactly. So we also fixed the first run. So you can see here I'm using the browser because
so it's a very large window with a very small thing in there. We might zoom in. We may zoom in for you.
These arbitrary and capricious numbers are actually the numbers that are correct for my phone at my phone's zoom level. So this is basically what it looks like on my phone screen. And it used to be all kind of bunched up here and then clipped on the edges. You can now scroll. Hey, look at that.
Hey, look at that.
So you can, and the cool thing about this is that when you get to, all of this worked fine until you got to the selected perspective, and then the button would be below the screen and you couldn't click it. So now you can just scroll right on down there. And then all of the rest of this works the same. So we're going to say Amsterdam, because I'm going to go from this directly into our next demo. Oh, and then this is
the native picture.
It's the native picker, but it's faked by the browser.
Yeah, but it's for the web.
Yeah, exactly. So this is fine. It doesn't really matter. Boop. So I'm going to cast a work in progress moment here, and we'll just make it, now for the Netherlands.
And work in progress moments are the ones that can move. They're
meant to be. They're meant to be jiggled.
These are the moments meant to be jiggled.
Yes. So I'm just going to click on the moon here to come to the details, the placement details for the moon, and you can see that we've reduced the number of weird arbitrary buttons.
There's fewer buttons, but more functionality.
And so now what you can do is you can see this little bar here, and you can see that we have a selection of aspects, and then we have a selection of placements. So you can say, when is the next time that the moon going to be conjunct with the ascendant?
Boop.
And voila.
There she is.
And then the cool thing here is that I could just do that through days. So actually, it's more fun to do that on the sun with the sun here. So I'll go back to now. I've got the sun selected. I'm going to go. So this will be the 5:25 a.m. tomorrow here in Amsterdam is when the sun is going to rise. And the fun thing here is because we're coming up on the solstice, we are about to hit the time when
The maximal.
yeah, when this number will stop decreasing and will start increasing.
That number is also the time when the dog starts pushing his head into me because he wants to go for a walk and also
That's
eat.
true. So if I go forward here, you can see it's 5:24 a.m. and then I'm keeping going forward by days, and it's staying at 5:24, and then we're going to June 20th, and then now it's going back up again. So it's 5:25.
So we only have 1
5:26,
more minute
27
of sunrise
5:28,
to
yep.
suffer.
So yeah, so then it's going to start going back down again, and thus the seasons progress. So that's super cool. We still have a bunch of the other things in here. So we still have, you can search by station.
Yeah, you can't station the sun.
Yeah, sun and moon don't station, obviously.
Luminaries.
Hopefully, that would be
Hopefully
really bad
they
if they did. You could still do the sign transitions, which that would be very awkward to say, like conjunct the next sign
Yeah, we don't do that.
cusp. That's very strange. And also, if you are in another house system, so I'll do Placidus houses here, you can also do the house cusps.
Amazing.
But another thing that we added, which I'm super excited about, so I'm going to go to my birth chart here, and I'm going to cast a new moment on my birth chart, and we'll say that it's a work in progress, but it's now. So this is basically transits for Amsterdam for my birth moment. And now what I can do is let's click on Saturn here, transiting Saturn. And you can see that I have now a selection for inner or outer. And because I have an outer placement selected, so Saturn in the transit ring, I can say, actually, I want to compare it to something in the inner ring. And then I can say, let's say the next time that, well, let's do square, because it's Saturn. When is the next time that transiting Saturn is going to be square my natal Saturn?
Let's find out.
And then we can go forward in time, and it'll be November 28th of 2038. Square.
Sometimes the slow-moving planets take a long time, and you know what? The thing is I don't want to be caught off guard in 2038 when this happens.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going back to now. With this, you can say, like I've got the moon selected, and then I can say, when is this the next time that the moon is going to be conjunct the ascendant? On my natal ascendant, for example. And then I can see the day for that. And you can go
Much closer in time.
Yeah, you can go backwards, you can go forwards. And this gives you a lot of power to find things. It is very, very cool. It also shows you the points for the perspective that you have selected. So if you have the outers on one of the rings, it will show the outers.
This is why we did perspectives, everyone. This is why. Because we wanted to make sure that the things that you cared about, whether they are, I care about these aspects, I care about these points, I care about these houses in this house system. We wanted to make sure that the software conformed to you and that you didn't have to go through a bunch of hoo-ha in order to get the software to conform to the astrology that you need. I sat in I'm not going to mention the product. I sat in a webinar that was about an astrology product, and literally in the hour webinar, 50 minutes of it was all about how to configure it.
It's so horrible.
Like bad. And the idea is instead, one day, we're not going to be here in this, near time frame, but one day, once you get everything set up on a chart and you have a perspective, you can share that with someone, and everything in that perspective, all of the settings as well, will come with, and then it will just be there. And you can choose to keep that and go into infinite space. Why not? And Mr. Henry, do you want to talk a little bit about one thing that you did in the drop downs there, which was kind of special?
Oh, right.
Was that you had made a font. That's the reason why this looks the way it does and it works the way it does.
Yes, exactly. So we have our glyphs, and we use that throughout our application, and that's very easy to do on the web. However, there are some times where we have things like drop downs, which are best suited for text.
Yeah.
And in those cases, it's actually much better to have a typeface. And many websites and applications will do this, where they will create a typeface for their special iconography. And there's actually typefaces that you can get that have, sort of standard iconography in them, like a little pencil for edit and a little disk for save. Even though nobody knows what disks are anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But so now we have our own, and I will quickly bring up what that looks like. So we are looking at FontBook, which is the Apple Mac's font manager, built-in font manager. And you can see we have a little Cosmic font here. And if I pop this up, it will give us a specimen preview here. And you can see all of our
beautifully designed glyphs. Some glyphs that you've never even seen before.
Yes,
in the product.
Because we don't have them in the product, like all these stupid angles that nobody uses.
Hey, that's in conjunct. That's not stupid. You're like highlighting in conjunct.
No,
but like
all these
the
other
ones
doubles,
I'm
like
very
this
excited
one.
about. Go to the second row. The second row, the very right hand side there.
Oh,
those,
yeah.
Those are the
one
fixed, the mutable, and the cardinal signs. We don't have those in the product yet, but one day we will, because
really good.
there will be a good reason why we would have them.
We also have the retrograde variants as well.
Yeah.
And the really cool thing about this too is that we can now use this in documentation. We can use it for a bunch of other things where you could really only get away with a typeface. And yeah, that's very handy for us.
I love it. Do you love it?
I love it.
Of course you love it. We all love it. Why wouldn't you love it? Mr. Henry, what should the good viewer do with the rest of their Saturday or their weekend?
Hunker down. It's probably windy and cold outside.
Yeah, I heard also, my friend in Munich also said it's cold and nasty there as well. But like, hopefully wherever you're living and existing right now, that it's a little bit nicer than it is here in northish Europe. Be well, take care, have yourself a beautiful Saturday, whatever day you watch this video. We love seeing your faces every single week, and we will see it again next week. Until then, take care and goodbye.
Bye.